Faith. It's been a long time. Still been trading, still been doing the same thing. But today I want to talk about faith and the importance of faith and why you need it in trading, because really it's the foundation of successful trading. When I take a deep dive into it, you understand why and see the need for faith and how is that absolute essential for consistent trading. So what is faith? So faith essentially is a belief in the unseen or complete trust in someone or something. And to start off, as a trader, we need an edge, alright? So we need to find out an edge that we can use and implement into the markets, okay? And then once we've got the edge, we need to have faith in the edge have faith in the edge to produce consistent results over a long period of time. So we have an edge. That's number one. We've got an edge and we've back tested it, and we see that it produces results over the span of a year, a span of a quarter. All right. So we've got the edge. We've got that there down pat. Right. That's one thing. However, when it comes to the market is it stems from uncertainty. It's 100% uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen at any given moment. So when will our edge play out? That's one thing. When we get into a trade, do we know if it's going to be win or loss? That's another thing. When will momentum kick in? We don't know. We can execute on the trade. However, do we know when price will eventually move in our favor or take us up for a loss? We don't. So this is a very uncertain field. It's very uncertain, right? So we need to have faith. We need to have faith that, okay, if we show up, things will come into fruition. Our setup will arise. Our setup will come, and we'll be able to execute on it. There's no guarantee. So this is faith. It's essentially hidden faith. We're not really understanding and thinking, okay, this is faith we need, but it's actually faith that we actually need in order to be successful and be traders. All right. Even when it comes down to probabilities, right? So how the hell do you spell this? Probabilities. I don't know if I spelled that right, but whatever. Even when it comes down to probabilities, alright? So we can show up, we can do every single thing that's right. However, we can still take a loss on that trade. We can still the edge doesn't play out in our favour in that specific period of time for that trade. But however, we've done everything right. But we need to show up the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day, the next week, the next month. We need to still show up and continue to execute even though that's happened. Even though we might take a string of losses, we need to show up and have faith in our system that if we continue to take this trade, the same setup over the period of a quarter, over the period of a month, over the period of a year, we will come out on top, just like the casinos. This is faith, right? This is actually faith. When you think about it, it's faith. This is really a game of execution and believing in the unseen. But as well as having faith in your edge, you need to have faith in yourself. And this is the foundation. Because if you don't have faith in yourself, how are you going to execute on your trades flawlessly? How are you going to execute on the trades when they come into fruition? How are you supposed to let your winners run and wait for price to move into your take profit in order to lock in them gains? How would you be able to stay out of the market and not get into a trade just because you have that urge to do something? You need to have faith in yourself and confidence in yourself to restrict yourself from doing stupid stuff and put on risk when you need to. That's again faith. You need to build faith in yourself as well as faith in your system. Having faith in these two things is the core and the foundation of what will bring consistent profitability and trading. This is something that I've really thought about as of recent, and the vital need of faith in what we're doing here as a craft. And not having an edge, not having faith in yourself is hindrance to your success as a trader. So building on these two things can essentially move you closer to where you need to be, or where you want to be in your trading career and my trading career, because this is something which I constantly have to work on too. Because some days the markets are a bit tougher, sometimes you're not feeling the best, but however you need to hone in and be self-aware of what's going on in your mental and what's going on in the markets too. You need to stay on top of things, because the markets is always changing. There's uncertainty. The edge might present itself one second, and then the next second it's invalidated. You need to stay on top of it and be aware of all things at all times. So just want a quick one here. Just wanted to mention the importance of faith in trading and why it is needed in order to be successful as a trader.